Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Y'all, today I have to talk about something. Okay, so I actually have a few things on my mind. I'm trying to figure out what to do. Okay, so I don't know if I should do a haul because I bought a bunch of kind of like decoration for my apartment. I don't never ever do this, but I am really trying to work on being comfortable here. I feel like if I'm comfortable here, I can dish out more content. So I don't know if you guys are following me. This is just a quick two things I want to talk about before I even get into this stupid effing story. Gotta be advertiser friendly now. Okay, number one, I don't know if y'all know this, but I have serious seasonal depression. I have it every single year, and I always try to see okay, it's springtime, it's summer, let's see how I'm feeling, and it always brings me back to this time of just feeling like crap. So if you guys watch the vlogs, you already know I just started a job last week, so that's definitely keeping me busy for 14 hours out of the day. I started a little passion project, and also I'm doing Vlogtober. If you don't know what that means, it just means that, okay, that pillow was bothering me. It just basically means that I'm posting a video every single day, and sometimes I'll be posting multiple videos. I'm just going to be super active on this channel during the month of October, because my other channel, the vlog channel, which is where I was supposed to be doing Vlogtober, got completely demonetized. I won't be making any money until they review my channel on the 17th. So I got a couple more weeks. So anyway, I moved everything to this channel, and there's nothing wrong with that. So that's number one. Let's kind of get into the story time about my neighbor, y'all. Okay, on one of my videos, somebody commented something real stupid. And sometimes I be questioning my following, because the most ignorant, dumb comment that's not even the truth is always the top comment. At first I was like, okay, it's obviously me, it's the content I'm putting out, I'm doing something. But then I'm like, no, I just honestly got some dumb trolls that either don't like me or whatever, and they just want to like the dumbest comment to keep it at the top. And whenever you delete dumb comments and stuff, people think that you're just in denial, or you're wrong. But no, I legit have some dumb people that watch me. And everybody does. That's just what YouTube is, right? Okay, but it's just annoying because I typically the next day I'll go through the comments, respond to people, send them links, whatever they need me to do, do the DMs, just all that stuff the next day. I typically don't do it. Am I ashy? Hold up. Sometimes I'll be ashy. I typically would do that the next day, but sometimes you post a picture or something, and then the next day, you go to sleep, you wake up, and you just see dumb comments on your photos, on your whatever you posted about, and you're just like, what? And then people just straight up lying. Okay, so let me just get to the point. Basically, the comment said, hey, glad you're leveling up. This was the first video I posted coming back, and this shit just always makes me just want to go back and just not come back on here, but whatever. And it's not even because of the comment, it's because it's always a top comment, and it just makes me think, okay, who are the people that are following me? Because if this is what y'all think, I don't need to come on here at all, and you honestly don't need to be watching me. But it said, hey, I see you're leveling up, but you need to stay away from those meth heads, ex-cons. And I was like, what? All because in that video I talked about how I got into it with my neighbor, and I was like, I'm gonna do a story time on this because these people are so stupid. And I mentioned that my neighbor's granddaughter, she is a felon, and she used to do drugs, and she's in recovery, blah blah blah. So yeah, they made it sound like I'm just hanging out with ex-cons, hanging out with meth heads. And that was a top comment. And it was like, what does me leveling up have to do with whatever they're doing across? That's none of my business. And anyway, I feel like I'm gonna have to talk slowly and put an emphasis on things and air quotes, because people just really don't listen and don't get it. Okay, so basically last year, I used to work at Chili's. I was doing serving, and it was cool, but one day I just quit because I could not take how badly it was being run. And I hated the customers. The customers would always blame us for everything. So while I was there, about maybe a month before I quit, I ended up meeting this girl, and she started working. And this girl was just this great energy, so much fun. Every time she came to work, I would be like, hey girl, you know. And I really, you know, I'm one of those people, I really don't talk to a lot of people at my jobs like that. Like, I am definitely fun, friendly, like, you know, good time type of person, but I'm not the type of person that people just be asking to hang out with. People will have whole hangouts or whatever and parties, and they wouldn't even invite me. But that's number one. Even though I'm a fun girl, I'm not the token black girl. And this particular Chili's was like, it was a lot of white people there, and I've never been a token black girl, even if I talk proper, blah blah blah. And if I work at a black Chili's, you would have to get to know me to probably like me, because you'll probably be judging me because you think I'm a mean pretty girl, and that's just the same shit over and over. That's just gonna be the end of my life, honestly. This girl who was like the fun time girl, I ended up quitting, and she was weirdly enough one of the people I thought about. I was like, dang, I'm gonna miss that girl, you know, but whatever. And she was a great server, and I had only talked to her like a few times at work, but I had no idea about her, really. Anyway, I quit, and then 8 months later, I see her at my apartment, and I'm like, what is she doing here, you know? She had got out of this truck, and she went upstairs right across from my apartment, and I just looked up and I saw her, and I was like, oh, okay, she must have moved in right across from me. Like, what are the chances? I haven't seen this girl in 8 months. We used to work together, never really talked to her, but she was fun. She moved in, and my neighbor is an 80-year-old woman, and she has custody of her great grandson. And you know, she's cool. She's very nosy, very much into my life. She would always come outside. Every time I would open the door, she would come outside. Every time I would go to the car, she would go on her balcony. And at first it was very, very annoying, but then I was just like, you know what, this lady, I probably remind this woman of something. That's what my mom always says. And maybe she just wants to see what I'm doing. I usually am not doing anything. I just bring over you know, different people basically. But she doesn't even judge me, and she always is trying to like meet whatever guy I'm talking to. I think she's met basically almost every guy I've ever brought over. I'm not even kidding. She always meets my roommates or whatever. So the lady is actually a super, super nice old lady. Oh, very nice. So then one day I saw her again. Guys, listen closely. Let me give you the rundown again so that people don't get things confused. My old co-worker, her grandmother lives across from me, okay? Not my old co-worker. She just comes and visits. I ended up finding out that the son is actually my old co-worker's son, because she did mention that she had kids, but she did not, I didn't know that she didn't have custody of any of her kids. I had no idea, because if you met her at work, you would never know all these things about her. So I ended up finding out that she had just been in and out of prison for the last 15 years. She doesn't have custody of any of her kids. Her oldest daughter is like 14, and she's been trying to get custody of them, but she goes about it the wrong way. And she honestly just cannot stop doing drugs. She's an addict for life, and that's just the truth. Okay, so I ended up finding that out, and she's just always trying to get on her feet. Number one, her son misses his mom. So even if he knows that she's on drugs. He knows that she's always with different men. Like the guy who dropped her off, who I had saw, I thought he was like a serious boyfriend. Ends up, they had broken up like literally a couple days later. And he was just kind of using her. He had a lot of money, so I'm thinking, oh, you know, because he had a nice truck and everything. Not cheap. Anyway, so me and her, we started kind of hanging out. I would come over sometimes to go see her, and we would just drink on the patio a little bit and just update each other on each other's lives. I am a homebody, so I would only stay over there for a little bit, and then I would come back. And also her grandma would always be yelling at us to keep it down, and we wouldn't even be loud. We would literally just like laugh like this on the balcony, and then she would come outside like, hey, hey. And I just didn't like that. So she would always say, hey girl, come over, and I'd be like, you know, I'm an adult and I don't want to keep being told to be quiet. I hate that, you know. I hadn't seen her in maybe like a month or two, honestly, because she's always off doing something. She'll try to go live with the boyfriend so that she can get her life together, and hopefully the boyfriend will try to help her. It never works. Or like she's in some type of abusive relationship. This girl has a thing called patterns, and I've only hung out with her on the balcony maybe 2 or 3 times. I brought them over like some extra food that I had. I had like a lot of extra like canned food, especially when I changed my diet, and just snacks. And I also have very good Wi-Fi. They don't have Wi-Fi. Sometimes she doesn't have service. So, you know, I gave her service. Now also when we work together, I mean, I would give them my password or whatever. But also when we work together, she would always try to help me at work. Like, she would do shit that nobody at work wanted to do, like clean stuff, refill things. People loved using things, but they hated having to refill, especially on those busy ass nights. So that was one thing I really liked about her. And she made, like, you know, I actually stayed on the job because of her, but I couldn't take it no more. So it's 4 generations. It's the great grandmother, the mother, the granddaughter, and the son. They all live in that apartment. And there's a couple other people living in that apartment. It's only 2 bedrooms. I didn't know that they had all gone back to be living over there, just because she had already gotten a lease violation for them living there. So I didn't know that the mom was back there, you know, back living, my coworker's mom. Now the grandmother called me and she asked me, could I go pick up her son-in-law from jail? He had gone to jail because basically he had a bunch of tickets, okay? And I was just like, I really didn't want to, but I was like, fine, you know? And the reason why I said yes, listen, I said yes because she's done a lot of things for me, my neighbor. She definitely looks out for me. When I was in Illinois, somebody stole my TV, my big 48-inch screen TV. And I liked that TV. Okay, when I first got it, I didn't really know its capabilities, but that was my first time ever having a smart TV. I really didn't know all it could do, and I wish that I could find another TV like that. I'm trying to right now because I hate this one. My TV got stolen. My roommate said it was the other person. I don't know, but I ended up taking his TV, and that's the big screen I have in my room right now. But I don't really like it that much. But whatever. The point is, I called my neighbor. I told her what happened. She went to my apartment. She took the TV, the other TV that the guy had, which is now in my room, and she put it under her bed. Then I was also getting packages. I told the post office to hold my packages at the post office. They didn't. They still delivered my packages. So I had packages sitting on my doorstep for weeks that I did not know about. My neighbor took my packages and put them in her apartment and held them until I got back. And at that point, I didn't even have her number. I didn't know that until I called her about the television. That was it. So yeah, she held my packages and she held that big ass TV, and she's just done multiple things. This is the great grandmother, okay? She's in my business, but she's in my business because she's being helpful. She's not just nosy like a lot of people are. So when she asked me to do the favor of picking up her son-in-law, and plus she offered me gas, I told her that's totally fine. I mean, he didn't kill nobody, okay? And literally it's a 30-mile drive. It's a 30-mile drive, and you see a lot of guys when they leave prison, they're just walking down the highway because they don't have a ride and they don't want to sit there. And at the time, her truck wasn't working. Anyway, I went to go pick him up. Pick up this guy. The guy starts living there. So now they've got 4, 5, and sometimes 6 or 7 people living in that apartment. Not kidding. I'm telling you guys all this for a reason. Last week, I was sitting by my window, and I heard her pull up. With her truck, you can hear from very far away. It's a diesel truck, and I don't know if she's not switching the gears correctly or what, but it's loud. Like, it's like, and like you just walk outside, like you can just look out your window, you can hear it. It's very loud. I'm on the 2nd floor and I hear it's loud. And I look out the window and I'm like, oh, and I see she parked next to me. Everybody in the neighborhood kind of like looks out their window to make sure they're not parking next to them, just because they want to make sure she doesn't hit it. And the grandson is real bad. So he gets out the truck, and I hear her yelling at him, and I'm like, what is, you know, I look at them, I'm like, what's going on? You know, she said, I told you not to open the door that wide. And I was like, what? And he was out on my side. So I'm like, oh shit. This boy, he's probably like kind of like opened the door too far and hit my car. I waited till they got in the house, and I just casually went to my car. And I looked, and I see a blue, like, mark on my car. And I also see kind of like a dent, but I honestly was not sure if that dent was from the car wash, because sometimes that car wash damages my car, I've noticed, so I don't even go no more. Or if it was the sun, and her car, that blue paint mark and that scratch wasn't there. So I was like, fuck, okay. And I hate confrontation, guys. I honestly would just rather not say anything. Like, I'm totally fine with that, rather than be like, you did this, you know. But I just couldn't help myself. I go to my neighbor, and we are friends, and I knock on her door, boom, 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 and I hear them arguing, and then they all got quiet. I'm waiting by their door. They were saying, shh, be quiet, shh, don't say nothing. I heard them. I heard them. And I was like, hello? And I knocked again, nothing. So I go back in my apartment. I'm like, okay, just chill. This was a weekend. And I'm like, because I was going to call my apartment and tell them, but it was the weekend, not open on the weekends. It's the weekend, they're not open on the weekends. And I was like, okay, just calm down, because sometimes I act very irrationally. And you don't make decisions when you're mad. Like, you know, when you're just like, okay. And I'm like, okay, I live across from these people. They know which car is mine. Don't start shit. Just chill. But I couldn't. I go back and I boom, 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 boom on the door. Because I'm like, what is going on here? Like, why are you being quiet? These people come to my door multiple times a day. They need Wi-Fi. They need a ride. They're just talking. They're just in my business. Like, they are always knocking on my door. And the one time I need them, you can't answer the door. Seems a little fishy. And you got quiet. Like, what's going on? She opens the door. She's like, hey. You know, usually when somebody's boom, 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 banging on your door, you don't answer it calmly like, hey. You say, what's wrong? You know, like, oh, I hate this. Me with my don't even want to confront your ass, I calmly said, hey girl, I was like, what's up? I said, hey, did you accidentally like swipe my car? And she was like, what? No. She was like, it must have been him, because he just got out the car and he just opens the door all wide. And I was like, okay. I said, hey, I said, listen, I said, it's fine. I just want to know, did he do it? And she's like, well, no, I don't think so. You know, I made sure he didn't open it wide. So I said, but I just heard you yelling at him about opening the door outside. And she's like, no, we weren't talking about that. And I said, okay. So she says, well, let me go out. She's like, hold on, let me just come outside and talk to you. So she comes outside, and then the son-in-law, who I picked up from jail, follows. And can I just say, guys, if I didn't pick him up, somebody else would have, for sure. She's just done me a lot of favors and being helpful. And I had no idea that he was going to start living with her. Now, I'm not going to say nothing, because there have been times when I was not supposed to have a roommate, which I don't right now, but I've had a roommate and she knew, and she did not tell the office, because I can get kicked out. Okay, so you know, I didn't know he was gonna be living there, because there's so many people already at the apartment. They come outside and we're just talking on the stairs, and he's standing right here while I'm talking to her, and I'm looking at him like, excuse me, like, you know, I'm talking to her. So me and her, we're talking calmly, but she starts freaking out. She's like, okay, I'll give you my insurance. She's like, please. And I'm like, listen, I'm like, calm down. I said, I just wanted to know if you did or not. I'm like, and I'm telling her, like, you know, these crocodile tears are not gonna work on me. Did you, you know, did he hit my car? Because, so I tell her there's a blue mark on it, blah, blah, blah. So she's like, well, let me just go look at it. Let me look. So he followed her, him and her, and the kid all follow me downstairs, and I'm like, you guys are making this a really big deal. And I even said it, and I said, honestly, I'm talking to her, I'm not even talking to y'all. He looks at the and he's like, oh, it's just a scratch. It's just a scratch. And then I was like, okay, I said, hold up. I said, let me look at it, because y'all all are crowding around me, pointing to different marks. Because, I mean, honestly, I hadn't washed my car in a few days, and a couple of the marks, the car wash actually did. So I was looking at it, and I was like, hey, there's like blue paint, and right here. And she was like, okay, that's my paint, but that ain't my, you know, I didn't make that mark, because when I open this door, when I open this door, it's going to go like this. And I was like, can you calm down? I need you to calm the F down. Chill out, okay? Let me look, okay? All this commotion is going on, and then the little boy is like, I don't see nothing. And then the jail man is like, I don't know if I see it. And I'm just looking at y'all like, if y'all don't get your hillbilly asses out the way, let me look, okay? We're all looking, and she wipes the blue paint off. Now, there is like a scratch, but I honestly, the way that her door opens, to me, now it did not look like she did that. Because the way that her door was too far back to have opened it this way. Now, she could have moved the car when I was like gone back in the bathroom. She could have moved it more far back. I don't know. So that's why I'm telling you guys the story, and you're probably getting frustrated. And you're like, I would have did this. I didn't have any proof. All I saw was her blue mark, but her blue mark was nowhere near, it wasn't even really near the scratch if she opened the door. Like, if she opened the door, it would have definitely matched up with the blue mark on my car, no doubt. There is another blue car in the parking lot though, and he got kids, and they could have done it themselves. But if you would have opened the door even all the way, it still wouldn't have matched where the actual like big mark was. So I'm pretty sure it honestly wasn't her. So that's why I honestly was not freaking out too bad. But they were making this a huge ordeal. That was the problem. Guys, I am talking calmly. I'm talking more loud to y'all than I was talking to them. This is exactly how I was talking. I said, I'm just trying to figure out if it was, you know. So anyway, me and her had got off the subject of that. We were laughing because I told her, I said, honestly, your parking is so much better than it used to be. We're talking about something else. We started talking about one of the other neighbors, you know, me and her. Okay, her daughter, not my co-worker, her daughter, which is technically not even her daughter, it's her niece, because basically her brother was a drunk. My neighbor never had kids, but she's been married a few times, so she took on the responsibility as grandmother over his kids because he was incompetent, and then the mother ran off, blah blah blah. Anyway, it's a long story. I know all about it, but my neighbor is considered their grandmother, okay? So the granddaughter, which is once again my co-worker's mother, not my co-worker, and I've only talked to the mother once or twice maybe because they've been here a year, and if you live across from somebody, guys, there's a huge chance that you're gonna see them. She comes coming down the stairs talking about, don't you be talking to my mom like that, don't you be disrespecting, and I said, wait, who are you talking to? Excuse me? I looked up and I'm like, who you talking, who? It's not me. And the great grandmother, my neighbor, started freaking out even more than she already, like, we had already calmed down. We're talking about something else, like totally from this issue. And yeah, she just reignited it. And the grandmother had to stand in front of me. She's like, please don't do this, please. So I'm like, excuse me? I'm looking upstairs. I'm like, are you talking to me? I said, girl, if you really want a problem, come downstairs. I said that, and then I started calling her all kinds of names. And I just honestly didn't care, because here's the thing. You know how people are like, oh, that's a mother. That person's too young. If you feel like you can step up to somebody, you better be ready for whatever comes with it. If I'm 70, you are not gonna see me arguing with no 20-something-year-old girl. Especially, and she did not even come all the way downstairs, guys. She literally stopped at the top of the stairs, kind of like mid-top, and was just kind of yelling stuff. And then the boyfriend was like, don't get involved, don't get involved. And she just needed somebody to tell her not to get involved. And she brought her chihuahua butt upstairs. But then, when I called her a curse word, the grandson, who I always give Wi-Fi to and free food, he's gonna yell, and I'm giving him alcohol too, because I don't drink, but people, like whenever we have like little get-togethers and stuff, like people leave a lot of alcohol. Anyway, he's gonna yell something like, oh no, you didn't just curse out my grandma. And I said, boy, shut the F up. I said, we are grown-ups, mind your business. And yes, guys, I did tell a little kid that, okay? So she went inside to go console him, because I don't even know what was going on with him. It's just, oh gosh, I just really hate it, because people really bring this out of me. I was completely fine with losing my apartment, because I was gonna slap that mom I was gonna punch the hell out of her, and I was gonna make it a real good one because she disrespected me. And it's so stupid because in that moment, and this is happening, like it happens, it's like I have to really bring myself back, and I'm not even the one who brought myself back. The great grandmother did. She stepped in front of me and she was like, please don't do this. Because this woman, because the way she was coming downstairs, I thought she was gonna do something. I was ready for her, and honestly, these people are crazy and I don't trust them, and it's open carry in Texas, so I don't know what you're gonna do to me, okay? But I do know that I'm gonna defend myself, and you're not about to put your hands on me, especially over a scratch on a car and I wasn't even talking to you. You need to be glad that I even confronted you and didn't just call my insurance and hope for the best. So anyway, that happened. She went back in the house, and I told the grandmother, I said, listen to me, okay? I said, keep her out of my way. I'm not playing. And she's like, I will. She's like, I will make sure if I see you parking, I'm telling her, don't come out. And I said, good. Keep her away from me for right now, because you're not even supposed to be living here. You were living in a motel for like 6 months, and then you got kicked out, and now you are sleeping on the floor of your grandmother's house, and you have your daughter and your grandson coming in and out of this house. This boy is having to see his mother bring in many men in and out of prison, and you have the nerve to be trying to risk their living situation, because they're losing more than I am. The reason why, and let me just tell you guys something before any of you comment like, oh, I wouldn't lose my apartment. First of all, I hate this city. I hate it. I hate where I live. I will literally move in a heartbeat for fun. I look for places to live, okay? And I know how to make money. I'm a go-getter. Anybody who knows that knows you can throw me anywhere and I'll survive, okay? So this is nothing to me. And that's why I'm always, you know, there's nothing to lose for me. I ain't got nothing to lose. You, however, are not young, are not vibrant. You don't even have a car. None of you guys do. And you're basically all sharing the grandmother's old beat-up pickup truck. And you gotta take turns getting in and out and going to the store because all of you can't fit in the 3-seat truck. And you ask me for rides. You don't have a place to live. You can barely afford the food that you guys have to ration, okay? And you are constantly going from job to job to job. And you also have been to prison, okay? So you lady, and I'm not even talking down on these people, but I'm just telling the facts. You have got way more to lose than I do. So why are you fighting with me? I'm not even sure if we're still cool with each other. Last time, okay, so basically a couple days after the fight, her grandson, he came over. A couple days after the fight, he came over, he knocked on the door to ask me for some Wi-Fi. I already know that's why, because he had his little, you know, his little phone in hand. And I had told my mom about the fight. She had already told me, because I told her, I was like, yeah, you know, but they use my Wi-Fi. And they don't even have my password, because he would always come over asking me, like once every couple weeks for the password. He asked my roommate wouldn't give it to him. I guess it's because they're using like different phones. I don't know, because why do you have to keep on asking me for my Wi-Fi password? I've already told you it once. Why do you keep asking me? So I didn't want to tell him no. So when he came over, guys, I just didn't even answer the door. And I know he's a kid and he's just defending his grandma, and that's what you do. If somebody was hurting my mom or hurting my grandmother, and I don't even, you know, but even as a kid, I understood things, and I wouldn't get involved in things like that. Only if I knew that person was like really hurting my mom, because I could tell, you know. He's just jumping in any argument, but that's his environment, you know. He sees them acting like trash, he is gonna act like trash. His grandmother is trying to stop him from acting like trash. You guys don't understand, like, the grandmother is a great person, and she really tries to stop him from being around that environment. She doesn't even want them drinking around him and smoking and all that. She always tells them to bring that outside. Do not bring that in my house. And she doesn't allow certain people over. She's really trying to stop the cycle, break the cycle, like, you know, because these are not even her kids. Once again, guys, these are her brother's kids that she took on. The mother, like I said, been out of prison. her granddaughter, my old coworker, been in and out of prison. She's trying to really stop the cycle and just having anybody over there who can mistreat him. She's very protective. So like I said, guys, it's a very weird situation. She's also kind of protective over me because she really didn't want me fighting her granddaughter, and she was really sorry if she did hit my car. And I know she ain't got no money, y'all. Please just understand that this is why I don't even care about the whole situation. The whole problem with me was the blatant disrespect. I have never disrespected the grandmother. I have never even really talked to her, and the last time I did talk to her, she wanted me to help her get a job in a refinery. And I was like, okay, you know, I can, you know, try to do something. I don't got no push, but I can help you and show you what I did. But yeah, that was the only time I had ever talked to her. But you know, people just want to be in a fight, and she would have lost. I don't care. But you know, if that's what you want to do and be stupid, then go ahead and be stupid. I'm just not gonna, you know, I'm just really trying to really work on myself and not be stupid with people who provoke me. And I really have to work on not falling for it, like just not playing into it, just keep it moving. I have to tell myself that all the time. So, and it sucks because the daughter, I guess they hadn't told her that we had gotten into it, because I saw her, I was with my boo, we had just got some food, and we were just coming upstairs, you know, laughing, talking, and she's like, Irma, she's like, girl, come upstairs. This was like a couple days after the fight. Come upstairs, girl, I gotta tell you about my new man. We gonna drink. Come on, girl, let me tell you about him. And I don't even remember what I said, but I know I heard her son say, Mom, come in here. No, you know, I know I heard that on the balcony, you know, and that's completely fine. Honestly, sorry guys, this piece of hair is just bothering me. And that's fine, you know. This girl was not my friend like that, but it was just nice because, like, especially after I got to know her, and just like, here's the thing, I'm not a mother, but if I know that you're a bad mother, I cannot be friends with you. Just like if you're a man and I know you're a bad father, I don't condone that. If I know that you are not, like, she's still doing things that she has no business doing. She's almost 40 and has no custody of none of her kids, and she will drop her son in a heartbeat to go hang out with any type of man. And these men that she introduces me to, because some, like I said, we don't hang out, but I see them because they're always outside. Every time I leave, they're either on their balcony or they're outside, they're walking to the pool, they're coming back from the liquor store, like, I mean, you know, from the gas station or whatever. So I always see them. And she always introduces me to whatever new boo she has. And these dudes will look like they haven't even showered in like a couple days. They look like drug addicts, and they're always abusive. I will always tell her, like, hey, like, maybe you should do better. And I always tell her, like, don't introduce this guy to your friend. Like, try to make sure he's gone by the time your son is in school. And she's like, no, girl, he's the one. Every single time, guys. I mean, she's introduced me to multiple guys since I've met her in these last few months, and they've all been trash and whatever. So yeah, this girl wasn't my friend, and I'm not the type of person that uses, like, that just says, oh, this person's my friend. Like, she wasn't. But we're neighbors, and we were old co-workers, and I didn't know her till she moved in. So yeah, guys, that's my story time for today. I love y'all so much, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.